Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Clark. Let me ask you a question that might hit a little too close to home. Are your afternoon snacks silently sabotaging your kidneys? It's a startling fact, but the data suggests that a staggering 90% of people with early-stage chronic kidney disease are unknowingly making their condition worse, often with foods they believe are healthy. They're eating the right meals, avoiding the obvious culprits, but the damage is happening in those small choices made between breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's a frustrating and often frightening place to be. You're trying to do everything right, but your lab numbers just aren't improving. You're not alone in this. I've sat with hundreds of patients, people just like you, who feel confused by the endless lists of what to avoid: potassium, phosphorus, sodium. It can feel like there's nothing left to eat that's both safe and satisfying. But here's the good news, and I want you to hear this clearly. Your diagnosis is not a life sentence of bland, boring food. The right snacks can do more than just tide you over. They can become powerful tools in your fight to protect your kidney function. In fact, the 6 science-backed snacks we're about to discuss can actually help lower your creatinine and BUN numbers, putting you back in control of your health. Everything I am sharing today has been fact-checked and is grounded in decades of clinical practice and solid scientific research. My promise to you is that by the end of this video, you will have 6 exact snack ideas, the proper serving sizes to ensure they're safe, and a clear understanding of the science that makes them so effective. And I encourage you to stay with me until the very end, because the last snack on our list is one that surprises almost everyone. It as a game changer for so many of my patients who thought they have to give up one of their favorite food groups forever. Let's start with our first snack, one that is beautifully simple yet incredibly effective. Cucumber slices with a bit of low-sodium hummus. This isn't just a random choice, it's a strategic one. We're aiming for half a cup of cucumber slices paired with about 2 tablespoons of a properly selected low-sodium hummus. The first part of this equation is hydration. Your kidneys are your body's master filtration system, and, like any high-performance filter, they work best when they are well flushed. Cucumbers are over 95% water, making them a fantastic, natural way to support this process without overloading your system. Just as importantly, they are exceptionally low in potassium, a mineral that struggling kidneys have a hard time clearing. But the real powerhouse here, the part that actively helps lower your numbers, is the hummus. Made from chickpeas, hummus is a wonderful source of dietary fiber. Now, why is fiber so critical? A pivotal study published by the National Center for Biotechnology Information found a direct link between increased fiber intake and a reduction in serum creatinine levels in patients with chronic kidney disease. Think of fiber as a sponge moving through your digestive system. It binds to waste products and toxins, including urea, and helps escort them out of your body. This takes a significant workload off your kidneys, allowing them to function more efficiently and giving them a chance to heal. Less waste for the kidneys to filter means lower creatinine and BUN in your blood tests. It's a direct cause and effect relationship. I remember a patient of mine, a gentleman named George, a retired mechanic in his late 60s. George was struggling with fluid retention, his ankles were always swollen, and he was deeply frustrated. He told me, "Doc, I'm drinking water, but it just seems to be sitting there." He was skeptical when I suggested something as simple as a cucumber and hummus snack. But he was diligent. He started making his own hummus at home to control the salt. Just a can of no-salt-added chickpeas, a little lemon juice, garlic, and a splash of olive oil in a blender. Within a few weeks, he came back to my office, and for the first time in months, he was wearing regular shoes, not slip-ons. He pointed to his ankles and said, "Look, the swelling is down. I can feel the difference." It wasn't magic, it was science. He was hydrating his body effectively while using fiber to help clear out the waste. So I have to ask you, have you ever looked at the sodium content on a container of store-bought hummus? The difference between a commercial brand and a simple homemade version can be hundreds of milligrams of sodium, a mineral that is a direct enemy to kidney health and blood pressure. This simple swap is a perfect example of how small changes can lead to significant results. Our second snack is what I like to call the inflammation fighter, a medium apple sliced with 1 tablespoon of unsalted almond butter. Many people with kidney concerns are so focused on potassium and phosphorus that they overlook one of the most destructive forces at play: chronic inflammation. Think of your kidney's filtering units, the glomeruli, as incredibly fine and delicate nets. Inflammation is like a constant, low-grade fire that singes and damages those nets over time, causing scarring and reducing their ability to filter waste. Apples are rich in a powerful class of antioxidants, particularly one called quercetin, which acts like a specialized firefighting crew, moving through your body to douse these inflammatory fires. They help protect those delicate kidney filters from further damage. Clinical studies have repeatedly shown that diets rich in these specific plant-based compounds can lower inflammatory markers in the blood, directly benefiting kidney health. The apple's fiber also works just as we discussed before, helping to clear toxins through the digestive tract. Now, let's talk about the almond butter, because this is where a small detail can make a huge difference. It must be unsalted. I had a patient, Sarah, a retired school teacher who was meticulously tracking her diet. She was eating an apple with almond butter every day, thinking she was making a great choice. Yet her blood pressure was creeping up, and her numbers weren't budging. When we looked closely at her food log, we discovered the almond butter she was buying, a popular natural brand, contained over 100 milligrams of sodium per tablespoon. That's an extra 700 milligrams of sodium a week from a single snack. For kidneys that are already working overtime, that added sodium forces them to hold on to water, driving up blood pressure and putting immense strain on the entire system. It was a classic case of a hidden danger in a seemingly healthy food. Once she switched to an almond butter where the only ingredient was almonds, her blood pressure stabilized, and her next lab results showed a noticeable improvement. It was a profound lesson for both of us. So, I urge you, become a detective when you read labels. If it's not just nuts, don't buy it. Have you ever been shocked to find out how much sodium was hiding in a food you thought was perfectly healthy? Let me know in the comments. Next, we're going to tackle a food that often causes a lot of fear and confusion for people with kidney disease: the avocado. Our third snack is 1 or 2 plain, unsalted rice cakes with 1/4 of a mashed avocado. I can almost hear the alarms going off. But Dr. Clark, avocado is high in potassium, and you are right to be cautious. This is precisely why portion control is not just a suggestion. It is the entire key to making this snack safe and incredibly beneficial. An entire avocado can indeed be a potassium overload, but a carefully measured 1/4 of a medium avocado contains a manageable amount of potassium while delivering a wealth of healthy monounsaturated fats. Why are these fats so important? Every single cell in your body, including the specialized cells that make up your kidneys, is surrounded by a membrane made of fats. Healthy fats help keep these membranes strong and flexible, allowing them to function properly and resist damage. Think of it as providing high-quality building materials to repair the very structure of your kidney cells. The rice cakes, being made from puffed rice, are naturally very low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium, making them the perfect crunchy vehicle for the creamy, nutrient-dense avocado. Let me tell you about David. He was a patient in his early 50s who had completely sworn off avocados after his diagnosis. He missed them terribly. We talked about the science of portioning. I explained that managing a kidney-safe diet isn't always about complete elimination, but about careful moderation. He was hesitant, but he bought a food scale and started measuring out exactly 1/4 of an avocado for his snack. Not only did his potassium levels remain perfectly stable, but the healthy fats contributed to an improvement in his cholesterol profile. This is part of what we call the cardio-renal connection. What's good for your heart is almost always good for your kidneys. David regained a food he loved, and in doing so, He felt more in control and less deprived, which made it easier for him to stick to his entire diet plan. So please, don't let fear dictate your diet. Let science and precision guide you. A quarter of a medium avocado is about 2 tablespoons when mashed, a small amount that delivers a huge nutritional benefit without the risk. Let's move on to our fourth snack, a true superfood that is genuinely super for your kidneys. A simple half cup of blueberries. I often refer to these as nature's tiny protectors, and for a very good reason. Blueberries are packed with a specific potent type of antioxidant called anthocyanins. These are the natural compounds that give blueberries their rich, deep blue color, and they are exceptionally good at combating a condition known as oxidative stress. To put it simply, the daily work of filtering your blood creates metabolic byproducts, like exhaust from a car's engine. When your kidneys are compromised, this exhaust can build up, causing damage to the kidney cells themselves. This is oxidative stress. Think of it as a form of microscopic rust that degrades the internal machinery of your kidneys. The anthocyanins in blueberries are like a powerful rust-proofer. They move in and neutralize these damaging free radicals, protecting the delicate kidney tissue from this constant, low-level assault. Multiple studies have confirmed that a diet rich in these compounds can significantly reduce the inflammation and cellular damage associated with chronic kidney disease. One of the best things about blueberries is their versatility. While fresh is wonderful, frozen blueberries are just as nutritionally potent, often more affordable, and available year-round. I had a patient who found it difficult to keep fresh fruit on hand before it spoiled. We started having him keep a bag of frozen blueberries in his freezer. On a warm afternoon, he'd eat a small bowl of them straight from frozen, a refreshing, sweet treat. On other days, he would stir a half cup into his morning bowl of cream of wheat. It was a simple, sustainable habit that delivered a consistent dose of those kidney-protecting antioxidants day after day. It's this consistency that truly makes a difference in your lab results over time. You don't need exotic, expensive supplements, you just need simple, powerful foods, eaten regularly. How do you prefer to eat your blueberries? I'd be curious to hear your favorite methods in the comments. Now for our fifth snack, which is designed to satisfy a very common and very powerful craving, the need for a satisfying crunch. This is the Crunchy Craving Crusher, a half cup of raw carrot sticks. When people are told to cut back on sodium, one of the first things to go is often the snack they miss the most: salty, crunchy potato chips or pretzels. This can leave a real void and make sticking to the diet feel like a punishment. Carrot sticks are a brilliant substitute. They deliver that loud, satisfying crunch while being naturally low in potassium and sodium. But their benefits go far beyond just satisfying a craving. Carrots are one of nature's best sources of beta-carotene. Your body takes this beta-carotene and converts it into vitamin A, a nutrient that is absolutely essential for cellular health and repair. It plays a critical role in maintaining the integrity of the epithelial tissues, which are the specialized linings of all the tiny, intricate tubules inside your kidneys. A strong, healthy lining is crucial for proper filtration and function. Now, a word of caution from my clinical experience, and this is important. While getting beta-carotene from food sources like carrots is safe and highly beneficial, high-dose vitamin A supplements can be toxic for individuals with kidney disease. The kidneys play a role in clearing excess vitamin A, and when they aren't working well, it can build up to dangerous levels. This is a perfect example of why we should always prioritize getting our nutrients from whole foods rather than isolated pills. I had a patient, Frank, a truck driver who had a daily habit of eating a bag of chips on his afternoon break. His blood pressure was stubbornly high. We worked on a plan to replace that bag of chips with a pre-packed baggie of carrot sticks. It took him a week to get used to it, but the change was remarkable. At his 3-month checkup, his blood pressure had dropped nearly 10 points. That reduction in pressure took a tremendous daily strain off his kidneys, and his GFR, a measure of kidney function, had stabilized for the first time in over a year. To make carrots even more enjoyable, try pairing them with a simple, kidney-safe dip. Just take a couple of tablespoons of plain Greek yogurt, add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice and some chopped fresh dill. It's a creamy, flavorful dip that won't compromise your sodium or potassium goals. We've now arrived at our sixth and final snack, and this is the one I promised would likely surprise you. One of the most common pieces of advice given to people with kidney disease is to avoid nuts. And generally, that is sound advice. Most nuts, as healthy as they are for the general population, are very high in both potassium and phosphorus, two minerals that can build up to dangerous levels when kidney function is impaired. But there is an exception to this rule, a wonderful secret hiding in plain sight. Our final snack is a 1/4 cup serving of macadamia nuts, which is about 10 to 12 nuts. Compared to an equal serving of almonds or walnuts, macadamia nuts are significantly lower in potassium, but even more importantly, they are one of the lowest phosphorus nuts available. This is a critical point that many people don't fully grasp. When your kidneys can't filter out excess phosphorus, it begins to build up in your blood. Your body tries to balance this by pulling calcium out of your bones, leading to a devastating condition called renal bone disease, which can cause severe pain and fractures. This rogue calcium then deposits in your blood vessels and even your heart, causing them to harden like stone. It is one of the most serious complications of advanced kidney disease. By choosing a snack like macadamia nuts, you are actively working to prevent this dangerous cascade of events. They provide healthy monounsaturated fats, protein, and a deeply satisfying richness without the heavy mineral load of other nuts. I remember my patient Margaret, a retired baker who was deeply saddened by her dietary restrictions. She missed the texture and flavor of nuts in her diet. She felt that all the joy had been taken out of eating. When I showed her the data on macadamia nuts and we worked out a safe, pre-portioned serving size, it was like a light turned on for her. It was a small thing, but having that one indulgent snack she could safely enjoy gave her a renewed sense of control and made it so much easier for her to stick with all the other aspects of her diet. My one key piece of advice here: pre-portion them. Count out your 12 nuts into a small bag. They are calorie-dense, so this prevents mindless overeating while allowing you to enjoy all the benefits. Now that we have our 6 snacks, let's take a moment to tie all the science together and talk about how to apply this knowledge in the real world. You see, it's not just about one single snack. It's about the strategy behind them. We used cucumbers for hydration, fiber from hummus and apples to help clear waste, antioxidants from blueberries and apples to fight inflammation and oxidative stress, healthy fats from avocado and macadamia nuts to support cellular repair, and all the while we were carefully managing our intake of sodium, potassium, and phosphorus. It's a multi-pronged attack to support your kidneys from every possible angle. The most powerful tool you have in this fight is knowledge, especially when you're at the grocery store. I want to give you a quick lesson in reading a nutrition label like a kidney health expert. First, ignore the flashy claims on the front of the box. Turn it over to the nutrition facts panel. Look at the sodium per serving. A good goal for a snack is to stay under 140 milligrams. Next, look for potassium, which is now listed on many labels. But here is the professional tip. Scan the ingredients list for any word that contains PHOS. Things like sodium phosphate or phosphoric acid. These are phosphorus additives. Unlike the natural phosphorus found in foods, this added phosphorus is almost 100% absorbed by your body and is incredibly dangerous for your kidneys. Avoiding these additives is one of the most impactful changes you can make. As always, this advice is meant to empower you, but it doesn't replace a conversation with your own healthcare team. Please discuss these changes with your doctor and consider asking for a referral to a renal dietitian. They are incredible experts who can help you tailor a plan specifically for your body and your lab results. Let's do a quick recap of our 6 kidney-safe, number-lowering snacks. We have cucumber slices with low-sodium hummus, apple slices with unsalted almond butter, unsalted rice cakes with a quarter of an avocado, a half cup of antioxidant-rich blueberries, crunchy carrot sticks, and finally, our surprise snack, a quarter cup of macadamia nuts. The power of this list is in its simplicity and its scientific backing. Protecting your health doesn't have to be about deprivation, it's about making smart, delicious substitutions. My challenge to you today is this. Don't try to change everything at once. Just choose one of these snacks to try this week, just one small positive step forward. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 6 snacks are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments below. I truly enjoy reading every response and seeing the supportive community that we are building here. Your journey is not one you have to walk alone. If you found this information valuable and you want more doctor-approved, evidence-based advice to help you take control of your health, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon next to it. It's a simple, free way to support our channel, and it ensures that you won't miss our next video. Thank you for investing this time in your health today. I'm Dr. Robert Clark, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.